Hey ukulele friends, it's Brett from Ukulele Tricks, a website that helps you become a better ukulele player. One of the amazing things about playing ukulele is that it's really an instrument for everyone. Some of you are learning early in life, but I know a lot of you are in your later, or should I say wiser years. I recently heard from a student who is 90 years old learning to play ukulele with me in my online beginner's course, Strumming Tricks. So just know it's always the right time to learn to play ukulele, no matter how old you are. But as I've been teaching for over a decade now, I've learned there are some unique challenges to learning ukulele later in life, specifically when it comes to stiff or even arthritic hands and fingers. A proper but simple warm-up can really help get the most out of your practice and playing. In this video, I teach you a simple 5-minute warm-up that you can incorporate into your practice sessions to warm up and stretch your fingers, improve blood flow, and activate your mind and memory getting ready to play. Let's take a look. The first warm-up exercise is the chromatic scale exercise. This is a really easy one. The goal of this exercise is to wake up the fretting hand fingers by stretching them and beginning to move them in small movements. It's really easy. Here's what it sounds like. To play this exercise, assign each of your 4 fretting hand fingers to the first 4 frets. The index finger plays notes in the 1st fret, middle finger the 2nd fret, ring finger the 3rd fret, and the little finger the 4th fret. Then, pluck the notes on the first 4 frets with the thumb in ascending order, like so. Then move to the next string. And complete the sequence by moving to the last 2 strings. One tip that will really help with this is to make sure the ball of your thumb on your fretting hand is firmly into the back of the neck of the ukulele so you can rotate that wrist forward to reach those notes on the 4th fret with the little finger. Ideally, you want to pick a slow, comfortable speed where you don't need to pause between note or string changes, making the exercise flow one note to the next. This means you may need to start slower than I'm playing right now. To finish the exercise, perform it in descending order. In your warm-up, just play through this exercise a few times to begin waking up those fretting hand fingers. All right, let's move on to the second warm-up exercise. Part of warming up is also warming up the mind and getting it into the state of seeing relationships between notes and patterns of notes on the fretboard. The next exercise is a simple C major scale warm-up. Now, some of you may have never played a C major scale before, and that's okay because you can definitely learn how to do this. Here's what it sounds like. Now, since I've already done a video breaking down the C major scale in all 5 positions, I'm not going to do that in this video. I'll include a link in the description, but you can reference the scale pattern on the screen. Initially, you'll want to just learn the pattern for your fingers, but as you internalize that pattern, start to recognize the note names. So as you warm up, you can say out loud what note you're playing. Playing a simple scale like this warms up the fingers and activates your mind. I recommend warming up with the C major scale in both ascending in descending sequences on the bottom 3 strings like so. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. All right, so you've practiced the chromatic scale warm-up exercise and the C major scale warm-up exercise, and you started to wake up the fretting hand. Now let's move on to warming up the strumming hand. First off, let's stretch our hands and fingers a bit. You might just begin opening and closing the fingers gently into the palm of your hand a few times. Just like this. You don't want to squeeze really hard. You don't want to point the fingers out really hard, just nice and gently. Then you might perform wrist circles in a clockwise direction, and then counterclockwise. Just nice and easy, remember? Now, with a little bit of stretching under our belt, we're going to play the simple down-up, free tempo strumming exercise. So here's how this goes. What we're going to do is take a basic down-up strumming pattern played over a C chord, just like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And we're going to start off very slow, but gradually speed up the tempo like so. As you do this, you shouldn't feel any tension. Just keep it loose and relaxed, and if you get to a speed where you notice tension starting to creep into your arm or shoulder or wrist, stop and begin again. For this, we're not worried about tempo. We just want to get used to the feeling of strumming and that feeling of being relaxed while strumming. You can pick any strumming technique you want, whether that's just strumming down and up with the index finger or a combination of fingers. Whatever you do, though, avoid using the thumb to strum. You'll always have the most amount of flexibility and movement with the index finger or a combination of the fingers while you strum. Okay, let's continue with this same idea of warming up the strumming hand by taking that same down-up strumming pattern, but this time we're going to go from soft to loud. Again, this exercise is really simple and we don't want to overthink this. For this, just start off and play the strumming as soft as you can manage, and then go to as loud as you can manage, just like this. So nice and soft, just gently grazing the strings. And then now I'm going to get a little bit louder. Again, we're not concerned with tempo here, but what we do want to make sure is that you feel completely relaxed in your strumming hand, wrist, and fingers. This means as you think about strumming louder, let more of your fingers come in contact with the strings, but don't tense up. Notice how when I strum louder, I simply allow more of my strumming hand to come down and up across the strings. So I'm strumming in a very small space. Now bigger. All right, so far we have warmed up the fretting hand and strumming hand. Now it's time to take those two and play a simple chord progression. Let's take a simple C, F, G7, and C chord progression and play it with a simple down-up strum played to a count of 4. If you need help with these chords, I have a video on those essential chords, which I'll link in the description. Here's what that sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. One and two and three and four and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. In reality, you could pick any chord progression you're comfortable playing. Pick a chord progression where you can switch chords without hesitating or pausing. Okay, awesome. We just looked at 5 exercises designed to warm up your fretting and strumming hands and fingers. Remember, your warm-up doesn't need to be fancy, but it should be nice, easy, and relaxed and target both the fretting hand and strumming hand. Once you have these exercises down, they shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes. The goal is to target those hands and begin to activate the mental connections between notes, chords, and the relationships on the fretboard in accordance with your current skill level. So in other words, if you're just a beginner, just focus on these exercises. But if you're more advanced, you can also incorporate other scale positions, chord progressions, triads, arpeggios, and so on. Feel free to take the ideas in this video and adapt them to your own practice sessions. Alright, let me know in the comments below how you like to warm up, and tell me if you have any exercises you really like to include in your warm-up. I read every comment. And if you found this video helpful, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more lessons, tips, and tricks. And if you're serious about becoming a better ukulele player, then please join me over at ukuleletricks.com, where I have a free 4-lesson email course you can use to get started playing your first 4 songs on the ukulele. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.